Alrighty, let's see. This works. Hi, it's me, James Lott Jr. This is another edition of Daytime Today. And I'm coming to you from San Francisco, actually. I am very happy to be here with you today because I want to talk about something very important. As you saw in the title of the show, we're saying goodbye to an audio drama. Now, some people are probably going, what's Forever and a Day or what's an audio drama? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on and give my thanks and farewell to the show. So Forever and a Day is completing its fifth and final season. It's just started August 6th. So it's coming out. It's out now. But by the time they'll finish, it'll be about over 100 something episodes. It was really good. But I have a history with them. So this is daytime news. This is this is big daytime news, but also I have a history with them. So I'm gonna explain that also too. But number one, what's an audio drama? People are like, is that a podcast? Is that Audible? Is that no, it's not a podcast. These are shows that are produced and directed and acted and scripted most of the time and are put on podcast platforms because there's no channels or anything like that out there that's just for audio dramas. And they're produced as like a TV show, but and almost like a radio show, right? But it's done in the form of audio, so you have to listen to them. And when we started doing this back in 2020, the whole point was, old school ways mixed with new school technology. That's kind of how we looked at it as. So, yes, a lot of these audio dramas, especially you'll find them on streaming platforms that also offer podcast stuff. And also, like model dramas are also on Amazon and Audible. Now, Audible is actual books that are being read by people. So it's a mixture of that, but it's more like television shows, but audio of them. And that's what audio drama is. And so I have a bunch of audio dramas and comedies. There's a lot out there. There's a lot out there now. We didn't invent them, but we kind of brought a light to them that wasn't happening. And this goes back to the beginning. So Forever and a Day is and was the concept of one young man in a small town in Illinois who came up with this idea. He had this thing, and I had met him first. The soap world's really small, so he's a big soap fan. Soap world probably saw my stuff out there. I can't remember how we met, but he wrote a book, and so I'm always about helping young authors, young writers get some exposure. That's kind of the whole point of kind of helping out people. I had a platform, so I'm like, let's help people out. And we had an interview, it was great. And he said, I want to pitch you something. Now, mind you, I just left AfterBuzz TV, which was a major network. They went out of business later, but I was with AfterBuzz TV and I was starting JLJ Media on my own network. I had some shows on it. They were doing great. But it was during the pandemic, it was the lockdown. Like it was literally, no one was doing nothing. The studios were closed. We were all at home. And so Casey sent me the script he had written a while back, and I read it and I loved it. He'll tell you. I mean, I was like, oh my God, you wrote that, and how old are you? Like I didn't realize how young he was until a little later. I was like, he was really young when he wrote that. Reminded me I had written a soap opera in my high school years, a million years ago. So it kind of reminded me of, I'm like, yeah, he was like me. We love soap operas. He wrote something. And at the time, we didn't know. And I have to laugh with Casey about this. We didn't know what we were going to do, how we're going to do it. Now, mind you, Zoom started popping up and becoming the thing to use for stuff like this. We were using it all. And so he and I were talking, we're thinking, we could do this through Zoom. There were Zoom plays happening, Zoom musicals. I said, there's a way we could do it because I know for him and for I, we wanted to get actors together and act together. Obviously, not do that in person, but we wanted that. And I was like, hmm. But meanwhile, he assembled, I got him in contact with Candace Mack, who I knew already, and put them together. They came with the team. Emmy came in, and others will come in later. But to make a long story short, it starts with the page. And it starts with the writing. And there was a scene he had for like the first episode. It's in there. It's in the episode that had my mouth on the floor. And I thought, we're on to something. And I knew, I trusted his writing. I knew he was into the soap genre. And he really wanted to pay homage to the soap world. I just put it in audio form. And I'm like, this is a brilliant idea. Like, this is like, it's cheaper. And there's all kinds of benefits to it. So anyway, we debuted the show. It was my number one show. The 2 seasons on my network. I co-narrated the first season. I was on the second season for a couple episodes. It was a huge hit for my show. I took my reputation and what little cachet I had, and I put it behind the show. It got us a lot of attention because no one else was openly doing it as bright and bright. We were bright about it. Casey was coming up with trailers, and like it really was a great new venture. Even though, like I said, it's been out there, but we didn't invent it, but it became this big thing. I got us pressed, the whole thing. So it was out there, it was rolling fine. The thing about, we had great actors. Oh my God, I think of some of the actors. And why don't we give a shout out to one of the actors, especially because I use her on some of my other shows. That's Christina Sullivan, who's on several of my other shows. And it's just so much. She's on Miss Thoreau, The Email, Airwoman. She's great. And they've used some of my actors since on on that show too. And that was the thing. Once he did that, I was like, I'm a writer too, and I want to write something. So I started writing audio dramas, and I produced Mr. Rover's first, a huge hit for us. Then Claws, the series, Cupid's Crossing, our huge hit, the Easter Hare, became this thing. So for me, as the show is coming to a close, my life has been changed completely when I look back on it, because if Casey hadn't shown me that first script and suggested we produce it audioly, if I word, my life, I have a whole division now. I have over 20 audio dramas. Just wouldn't do it. He helped unlock that for me. He inspired me to do that. So really thanks for him. One of the things that when I hear that they're ending the show, though it's not on my network anymore, it's still bittersweet for me because I was thinking about the award we won. The Indie Series Awards are great awards. And now you may have heard or not heard, they're going to take a break after like 15 years doing these awards or whatever. I mean, and Susan and Roger are great. I know them both. They're great people. They really support the genres of indie work. That's a whole other show I got to do on that. But they supported audio dramas. I remember them calling me and it was like, James, what do you have? I see all this stuff coming up. And so when they decided to add the audio drama categories, they added a few. We were nominated. And so the show had moved on to another network and left my network when we got nominated. And I'm sorry, my screen is all messed up. Oh, let's take it off. Let's take it off. Well, this is live work. All right. It was wonderful and bittersweet at the same time because the show got nominated while it was on my network. So that was something that was really fun for me. It was like, I have a show, JLJ Media has shows that were nominated for a major award. Whether you win or not, as you imagine, like you're still ISA nominated. Well, we won for Ensemble. I have that award on my mantle at home in LA. And I look at it and we were up against competition. There was like Lisa Kudrow was on one of the show, whatever. And we won. And what was great was other ISA winners, friends in the business were saying, welcome to the club. Like, welcome to the club. And it's also a product that I can stand behind. You go, you know what? That was really good. And those first 2 seasons were really good. And so and the ensemble, amazing. Everybody was amazing. So I have that experience, also because of Forever and a Day. Um, they have some other shows they've come up since then that I like Everyday Woman, like that show. But it's gotten a lot of other people. Now there's more audio dramas out there than ever. And I'd like to think it was because of us kind of leading the charge in the movement um, to do it. But I mean, I like to think that, of course. I have my notes here. I'll make sure I catch everything. But the impact of this and how much fun all the actors who have come through the roster, who their lives have been changed and they've had a great time doing it. And we've all had a great time. Like I said, we figured out there's two things I want to leave people with that I think are very important. One, go listen to Forever a Day. That's just one. You go, they're on all social media platforms. You go find where to listen to them. Number two, Alan Locker, our buddy, did an interview with them yesterday. So go check that out on the Locker Room YouTube. And if you want to see an older interview with me and them on it, it was like 2020, that's on there too. Three, if you have an idea, it's not too crazy. Try it. Even if it's too crazy, try it. You never know where it will lead you. It may lead you in directions you hope it does. It may lead you in directions you never expected. But you'll be sorry if you don't do it. So I say, do it, do it, do it. And the other lesson there too is, and you'll figure it out. I mean, that's the one thing Casey and I have to laugh about just from the beginnings of all this. We figured it out. He figured it out. I figured it out. We figured it out. Everybody figured it out. And that's the answers will come as you continue to do stuff, and people will come into your lives and all that kind of stuff. So they'll figure it out. That's the lesson there too. Yeah, I'll leave with those two things. And then just lastly, congratulations for every day for all your seasons. I hope this season goes out with a bang for you guys. And I'll be looking to see where everybody goes after this. Everybody's released out to the world. And I hope that to see more successes and people coming out of this. And hopefully the show inspired people who are writers or directors or producers to do more. This is the audio drama world is something I think is underrated and unsung. People love audiobooks and they're doing all that stuff. We're a step right after that. We literally give you content and story and fun in audio version. Like I said, I have 20 of them. So check go to JLJ Media and you can check out the list. And I have more coming. And it's so much fun. But Forever and a Day, farewell. Good job. And I'm James Lott Jr. Daytime Today is everywhere. Also, one of your platforms. We'll talk to you next time.